Tonight, the White House is dealing with something unusual, almost unheard of. Mounting backlash from within its own party. And it comes after the president's social media account posted a video depicting former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. Now, we should note, balance of power is not showing the racist video in question here as to not amplify it, but the bipartisan response to it has been notable and newsworthy, especially from within the GOP. The only black Republican in the U.S. Senate, Tim Scott, a close ally of the president, on social media, quote, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it, unquote. And it was removed about 12 hours after it was posted, but not before the White House press secretary called the mounting backlash fake outrage. The White House then said Trump had not seen the video at all and that it was posted to his account late at night by a White House staffer. The Republican criticism, though, has not stopped. Senator Roger Wicker, chair of the Armed Services Committee, writing, "This is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologize." Senator Katie Britt adding, "This is not who we are as a nation." Congressman Chairman French Hill chairs the House Financial Services Committee. "Racism and dehumanizing rhetoric have no place in our country." Congressman Mike Lawler of New York, "The president's post is wrong and incredibly offensive." He, too, calling for an apology. And I could keep reading. Many of these were posted after the initial post was deleted. Joining us now in our Washington bureau is Bloomberg's Mario Parker. Mario, this is just a snapshot. We've got a lot more here. This kind of rebuke of President Trump from his own party is extraordinary.
It definitely is extraordinary, Joe. It's something that we haven't seen over the past year. And one way, the post itself was extraordinary, right? In some regards, perhaps this was a red line for many in the president's party. Mm-hmm. We've seen the president, I've covered him for almost a decade now. We've seen him toe that red line time and time again. Mm-hmm. What's remarkable about this and what you unfolded here is it's a microcosm of where we are right now with the White House in its political moment. Mm-hmm. If you go 365 days ago, there was a different bluster, a different confidence, a different footing that this White House has had. Today, you saw Caroline Leavitt, her instincts were to have that footing, right? Yes, yeah. It was a more combative tone. Mm-hmm. But hours later, we saw, after the public backlash from fellow Republicans, we saw that reversal. Mm-hmm. We've seen a reversal in the last few weeks on ICE, for example. Mm-hmm. Some of the drawdown in Minneapolis as well. Some of the concessions to Democrats, at least to extend the government and have some type of talks and concede that there was a heavy hand there.
Yeah, it's noteworthy that we have this pushback, but as you note, it's not anything new from Donald Trump. I remember talking to you about his comments at the NABJ to Rachel Scott, for instance, considered highly controversial to the point where it might end his presidential campaign. We didn't see backlash like this then. Why now?
No, you didn't. You see the president he's closer to the end of his second term. Okay. That's one thing that you're saying. And again, the extraordinary nature of this meme, right? This centuries-old trope around African Americans. He's attacked. Let's not forget that he's attacked and he's mounted his political career in large part on the unsubstantiated claim that Barack Obama wasn't born in this country. Sure. We've seen the president speak out about the NFL years ago with the kneeling. Yeah. We've seen some of his comments around George Floyd, the Central Park Five, et cetera, as well. But again, what we're seeing, especially in this midterm year, is Republicans perhaps having less of a stomach for this with their own political futures in the balance.
You mentioned the initial reaction from the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt initially said, "This is from an internet meme depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. In other words, nothing to see here." Then we find out it came from a staffer. How many people have the president's social media account?
That's a good question, right? What we did during the course of the day, I kind of led our reporting on this, and I heard directly from some of the president's allies who said that later said that the president didn't know about this video. He was outraged when he saw it. They noted that Dan Scavino, one of his top aides who does have access to the president's social media account, was on honeymoon. He recently got married as well. Okay. They pinned a lot of this on a staffer. But as you noted, Joe, this was up for 12 hours. That's right. And the outcry really crescendoed. That's the point at which we saw the about face from the White House.